Hello, friends of football legends of the 80s and 90s. Today we're back with the man many consider the greatest English goalkeeper of all time, Peter Shilton. The name Peter Shilton is synonymous with longevity, leadership, and extraordinary reflexes between the posts. With 125 caps for England and over 1,300 appearances in his career, Shilton truly defined an era in world football. Born in Leicester in 1949, he made his professional debut at just 16 years old with Leicester City. He became a key figure at several clubs, including Stoke City, Southampton, and most notably Nottingham Forest, where he won 2 consecutive European Cups. And of course, he also shone with the England national team. Let's start by enjoying some of his finest saves from the English League in the 1980s and early 90s. Peter Shilton's career wasn't just brilliant, it was remarkably long. While most players retire before turning 40, he played until the age of 47. Yes, 47. In his final years, he played for Derby County, Plymouth Argyle, where he also served as player manager, Wimbledon, Bolton Wanderers, and finally the modest Leyton Orient. A true example of endurance, discipline, and passion for the game. Some of his most memorable performances, however, came while wearing the England shirt. Shilton represented his country in 3 World Cups, 1982, 1986, and 1990. Now let's watch him in action defending the Three Lions. Peter Shilton didn't score goals, he stopped thousands. A legend between the posts. A true symbol of English football. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and tell us which team or player you'd like us to revisit next. See you in the next video.